Hello everyone and welcome back to Symbiotic Vibration. We're rolling them out a little bit quicker now. This episode will come out possibly 2 to 3 days after the last, and I would love it if I could post a video every 2 or 3 days for the rest of the year. That would be amazing. But anyway, what we're going to be speaking about today is what is to come from this channel, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with it today because I have a free house and well, bar the cat, who I'm sure will make an entrance into a video at some point. But yeah, today's objective is to explain what will be to come for this channel for the year. I'll be breaking a lot of different aspects of my journey through content creation over the next year down. I'm going to read off my computer screen now because I don't remember everything, but basically I'll be looking at how I'll approach this channel from now on, and I'm going to swap around from room to room in the house because it's raining and it's Ireland, and that does tend to happen. After we talk about how we'll approach this channel, I'll go into speaking about short form content, trying to develop shorts themselves, and yeah, trying to, I suppose, expand on the content that I already create, which is a long format series. We'll go into that in detail. Then obviously I will talk about the series itself, A Survivor's Guide to Survival, and how that's going to expand from now on, now that I'm in a different location and I've kind of got a better gist of how to approach all of this. Then I will be speaking about approaching the social media side of things. Obviously I have an Instagram account and a TikTok account and a Facebook account connected to this channel, and I'll be going into detail on how I will try to kind of grasp an identity within all of those different formats going forward. And then to finish it off, I'll run through what my plan is for the year with regards to all of those things. It's going to be really fun. I'm currently taking videos for Instagram as well, and I'm posting stories of the behind the scenes. So yeah, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you'll find that in the channel description. But yeah, we'll try and keep it as short as possible, so I'll leave that for the intro. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to try some new things. I'm going to try to edit in some different styles and just get used to having a bit of fun here, because now that I'm in this new house, I have a lot of space and I can have a lot of fun. But yeah, I think that's good for an intro. I'm starving. It's roughly noon now on a Monday, and obviously I've just come home from work, but I had to do some things, get the house ready for videoing, and I'm starving. So I'm going to take the next scene from my kitchen as I cook my breakfast, and from there we will talk about how we're going to approach this channel from now on. So I'll see you in the kitchen, which is right over there. I'm gonna maybe do a little whoosh. Okay, so I've been having a little bit of difficulty setting up this aspect of the studio. I'm trying to figure out if this works. Am I too far away? I don't think so. The door needs to close anyway, slightly, because we have a cat and Tequila will want to come in. I have no doubt about that. So we'll leave it slightly ajar. Okay, so the problem is I was hoping that you might see the food. I'll show you a video right now of the preparation of the food to be ready. It's food prepping, and that's what we've got here. So we've got our eggs. Obviously I'll have given you a slow shot of the eggs. They're just eggs. The butter, the sourdough, the spinach and the mushrooms, and there's a secret sauce that will be going on in the end, and I'm really excited. So when time comes, I will do a sexy slow shot of the sandwich itself. But yeah, what I want to talk about while I'm doing the prepping and the cooking here is how we're going to run this channel going forward. And I suppose how it collapsed on itself a little bit a while ago at the same time. So yeah, let's get prepping and let's get chatting. It's going to be interesting. I've never done this before, but essentially when I was trying to get this channel up off the ground, like I said in the last video, if you hadn't seen the last video, I'm going to pop it right on my hand here and you can click on that and watch it. It's interesting. I speak about, I suppose, where I've been over the last while, 5 or so months. Things got a little bit difficult for me in terms of capturing content and just general lifing. We speak a lot on this channel about addiction. We speak a lot about all aspects of life, really. And yeah, I've spent the last 5 or 6 months just getting everything where it needs to be for me to move onwards. And that's where we find ourselves now. It's a beautiful thing, you know, when you sit down. Well, for me anyway, I don't know if everybody writes. I like to think everybody writes, but you know, when you find yourself in a moment of bother, perhaps what I would have considered a bit of a collapse in life, you know, where I had everything moving in the right direction. My channel was growing. I was kind of felt like my purpose here was being fulfilled, or at least the first steps of my purpose. And yeah, things collapse. That's what happens in life. You know, sometimes you're dealt a card that you might not necessarily want, and it's where do you go from there is the thing, you know. And for me, I like to plan. I like to be honest and open up about what's happening, and then develop a plan to get myself where I need to go. And that's what I was speaking about a minute ago, and I said it's a beautiful thing when you construct a plan, and that's exactly what I did. And the plan works, and then you find yourself months later looking back at the plan thinking, wow, we did it, man, we did it. And so, yeah, that's where we are now. We're really happy. We're in a lovely space. We have our mushrooms cut, and we're going to heat up the pan. I feel like Gordon Ramsay now, but I'm most certainly not as skillful. But I will say this, I make a banging breakfast. So anyway, where is the channel going to go from here is, I suppose, what I want to speak about now, because I feel like it's time to diversify a little bit. Obviously, when I developed the series that I was bringing out last year, and I will be continuing, my only goal was to push the series, you know. But the series itself is a niche, you know. It's directed towards people who are going through calamities in terms of their own health or mental health or spiritual health. And I think it's a beautiful thing. It's going to go extremely well in the future. And I have a book that I'm writing that will follow it up in the future. And it will all make sense then. But for now, is my sound on? Oh, it is. For now, yeah, we'll be getting back to that soon. But it's what else I want to achieve from there on in, because I was a little bit, I wouldn't say bored, but exacerbated. Is that the right word? Exacerbated? I don't know. I'll put the right word up here and I'll learn it from future. Exasperated, that's the word. And yeah, you know, it's really difficult to present oneself like that. I'm opening up about my own journey, and every time I open up about something, it will open up a new door, and then I'll have to try and heal that and try to work on that myself. So it's quite difficult to develop this series, and I'm going to continue on doing that. But also, at the same time, I'm really interested in short form content, engagement with the crowd, and trying to offer information and offer videos and content and fun to a wide range, a wide audience. So yeah, from here on out, we have so many different ideas. We are going to be going through short form content from now on, which I will go through while I'm eating my breakfast. Obviously, I'm going to be working on my social media game a lot more. I'm going to be working on the style of how this series will continue, because, you know, I don't have as much time as I thought I did, and I need to make it all work. So again, in my last video, I kind of opened up about that, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. We're 5 minutes into this part already. It's crazy how quickly time goes when you're on camera, just waffling about random things and trying to cook. But yeah, at least we're prepped for breakfast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this delicious meal, and then I'll show you a sexy slow-mo thing. Maybe not slow-mo, but some sort of a video of the food itself, the delicious sandwich. And then I'll meet you at the table right over there, and we can have a little chat about short form content and where that's going to go from here. And yeah, I'm going to eat that lovely sandwich because I am famished. I really am. I haven't eaten today, which is somewhat normal, but because I was working over the weekend and spending a lot of calories mentally and physically, now I am starving. But I also wanted to get this camera and this shot done while I was cutting some food. Wasn't really as spectacular as I thought it would be, but nonetheless, I really enjoyed this, and I will see you at the table, and I'm going to go cook my meal now. Thanks for staying if you are here, and I hope I wasn't too far away from the camera. This is just kind of a trial thing, you know, see how it goes. So, see you at the table, and happy existence. Alrighty, so we have finished the cooking. Is that background light annoying? I'm going to close that. How's that? That's much better. I think I'll leave that in, perhaps, just to see what the difference was. But I'm absolutely famished, hungry, and I'm excited to eat this beautiful meal. And right now, I'm going to show you the sexy promo of my sandwich, and you can judge for yourself. What you're seeing there is 2 slices of sourdough buttered. You've got garlic, mushroom, spinach on top of the bread. Then you've got the best cooked eggs going on top of that. Buttery, salty, peppery eggs. A sprinkle of spring onion up on top. I say a sprinkle, there's a lot of spring onion. And then the secret sauce, which is not that secret. It's a sriracha mayo sauce from Lidl. We do try to stay very healthy in this house, but I'm not going to sacrifice that beautiful sauce. This is just a cold coffee that I've had since I was in work about 3 hours ago, and it's still tasty. But anyway, I'm going to have a little bite of this sandwich. I'll review it. I already know that it's definitely, I'm a hard man with reviews. I don't believe in 10s. I don't believe in like always giving 9s, but this sandwich itself is right up there with the tip top of sandwiches I've ever had. And I say that lightly, you know, I don't give a lot of sandwiches good scores, but this sandwich is. So I'll give you one bite of it, and then I won't eat any more on camera, just so you may hear the crunch, you know. That's so satisfying because I'm so hungry. And I eat this every day. Well, most days. So anyway, before I go ahead and eat this, we're going to talk about short form content now as I'm sitting at the kitchen here. I hope you like this scene. It's cool. I love this house. So yeah, short form content. That's going to be an important thing for me going forward. Obviously, if you have followed this channel, I suppose at the very beginning, maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago, I tried to get this up off the ground, and it was very, very soon after my surgery. And, you know, I thought I was a hero back then and I'd done all the work, but in turn, the glass hadn't even started to pour over yet of my repressed emotions and pain and trauma. And so eventually that just caved in. But since maybe 6, 7 months ago, I started doing long format episodes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 35 minutes. And, you know, I wanted to diversify away from that. I also wanted to do the series, but I just didn't have time, you know. Whereas now I do have time. So I've been putting a lot of thought into what kind of content I would like to produce going forward. The series is the holy grail for me. It's not even important. It's literally a part of why I'm here, you know. If you sit down and you think, why have I come to Earth? What is my soul doing here? What does it need? And yeah, when I sit down and I have a very visual mind, it shows me creating the series all the time. And when I'm not doing it, which I hadn't been for the last 5 or 6 months, I feel like there's a hole in my life and I'm not progressing as a soul. I'm not progressing on my life's mission here. And I'm not saying that this is the only mission, because I believe our missions are very intense and they're progressive and they're lifelong, but this is a stepping stone in my mission. And for me not to have been doing it over the last 5 or 6 months has left me feeling somewhat empty. Not entirely, but a certain portion of me was empty and craving some more. So here we are. But it's not only going to be episodes now going forward, which makes me very excited. We're going to obviously have that as a priority, where I would like to try and get an episode done every maybe 10 days or so. But in between, I would love to get a lot of 5-minute, 10-minute videos out, but related to different topics. And that's something I have to put a lot of thought into over the next couple of days, weeks, as we move forward with this. I'm not going to be intense until maybe February onwards. I'm really just trying to kind of get the ball rolling again from now until the end of January, just to tamper around and to see what I can do. But from then on out, I'll have a lot of ideas, and I don't want to just be firing out videos willy-nilly. That's not my style. If it is somebody's style, I don't mean to step on your toes or anything. It's a beautiful thing for anyone to create content and to share their own life or own thoughts. It's a difficult thing to do, so I implore anybody who's trying to do it or wants to do it to do it. But I also, I send my love to anybody who does create content, because it's difficult to put yourself out there. And short form content. So I already have a little few ideas floating around, things like me watching videos of me when I had my surgery and stuff, because they'll be impactful, but also they're funny, and I did enjoy watching those back. So I think that would be great. Or, videos like how it felt to have a brain tumor, how it felt to have brain surgery, how it feels to try and integrate into quote unquote normal life after going through a life-altering injury or a life-altering illness. Those are just a few of the many videos that are popping around in my head. And also, I suppose one of the most important things for me is that I'm under no illusion that we are in some very strange times as a race, as a coalition on this planet. And I don't want to avoid speaking about what's going on, because I feel like it could have a grounding effect on people. And I think I've put a lot of work into my mind over the last 5-6 years to try and make sense of all of this. COVID, that really kicked it off for me, but long before that, but really kicked it off for me. And I don't mean in a conspiratorial sense, because I suppose I kind of do mean in a conspiratorial sense, but yeah, I'd like to speak more about current times and historic times. I'd like to speak about everything, really. And I think, I see myself making mini documentaries. I see myself doing interviews with people face on. I see myself doing podcasts, obviously the short-term form content. And, we have a lot to expand on, but obviously we're going to keep our feet on the ground and we're going to move from there. But in terms of short-form content, that's why we're here. I'll be trying to work on shorts, like YouTube shorts, 1-minute videos. They're really hard to do. And I have to work on that. And then obviously, as I was saying, I will do a lot of short form videos, 5 to 10 minutes going forward. And hopefully I'll have 1 or 2 of those a week rolling out, and they will kind of fit themselves into a playlist that, it won't just be willy-nilly, but there'll be kind of an identity and a structure to what I'm doing. And I will plan that going forward. I'll keep you all up to date, but that's enough on short form for now. I'm going to eat this delicious sandwich, and I'll catch you all in the sitting room after that. I'll do a little click just to... Oh, actually, you know what? Questions. I love when you guys like and comment and subscribe to my channel, because it really helps me to grow. And Symbiotic Vibration, I do say me, but I do see Symbiotic Vibration diversifying out into the many in the future, and not just me. I don't really want my name attached to it as such, but obviously I'm the only person and I'm the creator for now, so I have to be this way. But if you have any questions at any moment during any of my videos, I'd really like if you asked me the question on YouTube while you comment. And actually, I got a question from a lovely woman in my last video, and just for practice, I'll pop that question up maybe somewhere around the screen here, and I will answer it for you, and I'll try and pop up the answer here as well. But basically, this beautiful subscriber, she asked me what the app was that I used in my last video, which is right here, she asked me what the app I used was to build that pie chart and that little life budget, which is really interesting if you did want to watch that video. And that app is called Numbers. I use the Apple interface. I use MacBook, and they have an app called Numbers. It's incredible, and I would implore you all to go ahead and do that exercise. So yeah, hopefully I'll have shown you everything here, but the reason why I'm showing you that is because I can answer your questions in my videos, and it would make me very happy if you did have questions and you did want to answer going forward. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions you would like, and please subscribe. And I'll actually, do you know what? I'm going to put a subscribe button right here, ding ding kind of a thing. And yeah, like and comment and kind of, yeah, I would like more activity on this channel. Obviously, we're very small relatively right now, but we're growing. And how long has this been? Oh, it's been nearly 10 minutes. My God. Okay, we're going to have to finish up and go to the sitting room, because it's going to be like an hour again. Okay, so we find ourselves in the sitting room right now. I've developed a nice little scene here, and I hope you like it. I hope the lighting is okay. It's a little bit darker than the last couple of scenes, but that's okay. It's very chaotic around here. If you're following my Instagram story today, you will have noticed there's lots of chaos outside of this little snippet of camera that I have set up. But yeah, that's okay. I think this is working very suitably. I really enjoyed my sandwich just now. It was amazing. Ate that off camera, real happy with it, feeling very nourished and much more relaxed and grounded after that meal. It's been a long weekend and I'm already starting to tire a little bit, so I won't keep you too much longer. This is the sitting room. I'm relaxed. We spoke about short form content just then, and now I want to speak about the episodes. What I was kind of originally doing, I suppose, was creating this series and developing this series, and whoever was following along, if you are one of them, you'll notice that I was constantly on an adventure, picking a new place to go. And my plan really at that moment was to pick a different county every episode and get it done. But that was a large part of what caused me to burn out. Was I was just moving around way too much and capturing content in other parts of the world and trying to get back and trying to edit and trying to work, and it just all got too much. So yeah, we're going to make a little bit of a change, not forever, but for now. And I think moving forward with the episodes of A Survivor's Guide to Survival, the reason why I'm showing you all these rooms in my house is because I'm probably going to be following my life around as I'm creating these episodes in order to make sure that I'm sustaining myself and it fits in with my schedule. So you'll be seeing a lot more of me cooking, and there's a yoga room upstairs, kind of a healing room. It's not quite complete, but we're getting it there. I'll show you that very shortly. But yeah, we have plenty of rooms, so I'll probably be making the episodes from these rooms, especially in the winter. But once we get to spring and we get to summer and I have allocated more time to journeying around, we'll get back there again to I suppose the structures that I did begin with. But the episodes are still going to keep rolling out. The content is going to be amazing. I just might not be all over Ireland picking out all these amazing spots just now. I think for the remaining winter months, I shall be doing a lot of house stuff. I'll be walking up the mountains, and yeah, we'll keep the ball rolling, but it'll just be a little bit different in terms of its delivery. But I'm really happy to be here in this house, if you didn't already notice that. And wow, I should have just done the whole scene from me lying down like this, but yeah, that's about it really. I'll head up to the yoga room now and we'll speak about social media. But I suppose while I'm really comfy on this couch, I just wanted to let you all know that I'm so grateful for anybody who watches this. And if you're really enjoying the content, that makes me feel pleased. I don't really understand what it is that I'm trying to do just yet in terms of my identity on all of these platforms. I know I have A Survivor's Guide to Survival to create. That's just a part of my destiny, but it's the other forms of content that I'm still trying to work out and adjust into my life to figure out what they are. But yeah, thanks for being here. I'm really happy that people watch my content and the subscribers come in and I get comments and likes, and yeah, thanks for supporting. And I think you're amazing. And if you are going through anything, if you're struggling right now, please feel free to get onto me at any point, email or a direct message on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube comment. I'll get back to you, especially now that I'm back in the zone. I'll be back to you, within the day or at least a couple of days. And yeah, we'll move from there. Right, that's enough of the lovey-dovey stuff. I'm going to move up to the yoga room now, and there shouldn't be too much longer left in this episode. So you're amazing, I'm amazing, we're all amazing. The world is really hard, and life was not meant to be easy. It's so difficult to traverse being in one of these flesh suits as a soul, trying to figure out what it is that's going on down here while the whole world is crumbling around us. But we can do this together. Obviously, I think it's very important from an individual basis that we put in the work now. We try to unravel what it is that we're doing here. We try to, I suppose, weed the garden of our minds and our bodies and try to see the trauma that has been caused from the day we were born all the way through to this point in time, so that we can kind of dissolve, I suppose, and integrate a lot of that trauma and what it has done to us and why we have become who we have become. And I think on a collective basis that will help us move in the right direction. I don't think we should be targeting anybody else's ideologies or beliefs and having conflicts over beliefs. I think it's important for us all to be individuals, but also to be aware that we are part of the collective. It's so beautiful to be an individual, but also you are part of a collective species. And that collective species is going to continue on collapsing if we don't all take accountability for our own individual selves. So that's a little snippet on top of that. But yeah, I love you all, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes up in the stretchy room. Ugh. That was a nice little breather now. My first lie down of the day. Probably my last until bedtime. Okay, so welcome to the yoga, meditation, breathwork, mobility journey room. There's definitely a healing room, shall we say, would be the best way to put it. This is my favorite room in the house, and anybody who comes here loves it. It's not done by any means. We're very at basic level right now because it's going to cost us more and more money and time, and it's been a busy first few months here, so I think before the summer kicks out, this room will be completely altered. But for now, we're really happy with it. It's very tranquil, relaxing. Tequila is here, our beautiful cat. She's on the bed. I'll show you her right now. She's having a nap, so I don't want to take too long here. But essentially, I'll probably do some mobility sessions and breath work and stuff on camera at some point during the series to try and, show people what that's like. I'm by no means a professional. I would like to really work on that this year and get more and more into the body and becoming as mobile as possible and as strong as possible. But anyway, we're here to talk about social media, which won't take very long at all. Obviously, this is YouTube, so social media aspect of it won't really be relative, but I still like to speak about it because it is part of the journey. I have an Instagram account and a TikTok account and a Facebook account. You'll find all of them, if not, maybe not the Facebook, but you'll find them all on the channel description. And they're amazing. Yeah, we're really just getting up off the ground on Instagram, and the TikTok kind of blew up really fast, I suppose, relatively speaking. Not millions, but I went from having 30 followers on Instagram and maybe the same on Facebook on my first few weeks of creating these platforms and these channels. And then I started a TikTok, and within 4 videos, I had 1,000 followers. I was getting 20,000 views on videos, and it really scared me and it stroked my ego. And I kind of lost track of what I was doing then because I was kind of primarily focused on, whoa, I can make this TikTok work. But what's most important to me is this YouTube channel and this series, and trying to blend them all in is really important to me. So I don't have an identity as such on any of these platforms, which is what I'm trying to speak about now. It's still shaping itself. I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing, to post some videos, and eventually I'll kind of find my meaning on those platforms and we'll move on with that. I think TikTok is very much random. I like to take snippets of my videos and put them on TikTok, but with Instagram, it's really difficult to navigate. So if any of you have any tips, that would be much appreciated. I find myself being quite the fossil of a human at this point. When you're younger and you know how everything operates and it's great, but then you get older and older and more responsibilities come around. And if you're like me, you spend less and less time navigating these platforms. But now that I want to use them, I feel a little bit of a fossil, and I find it hard to do. So if you did have any tips or advice, I would love that. But yeah, that's essentially all I need to speak about in terms of social media. You can follow all those channels, and I'll be keeping up to date with them as much as possible. And I really just wanted to show you this amazing scene and this amazing room, and we will be taking a lot more content in this room going forward. So yeah, leave it with that. I'll close out this video by going back down to where it began in the studio, and we'll finish up by just speaking about, I suppose, what my overall plan is for the year to come. But yeah, thanks for enjoying this beautiful scene, and I'll show you Tequila again because she's just so amazing. See you soon. Hello, beautiful. Oh, you're lovely. You enjoying your beautiful nap? I bet you are. Well, we're going to go away from you now and take another scene. Enjoy your sleep. Love you. And welcome back to the studio for the last take. I think we've done very well here today. If you're still here and you're still watching, I'm so grateful for that. But if you could let me know if these scenes are digestible and this content is working for me or enjoyable for you, and if there's anything you think I could do to make it better, please do let me know. I would love any advice that comes in. But essentially, yeah, we've broken down everything. I just want to kind of wrap up the video by explaining what I want from this channel going forward for the year. Last year was very much a dipping the toe in the pond kind of an adventure, and we've spoken about it all now, so I won't go too deep into it, but obviously it wasn't sustainable, and now I've built all the pillars and the foundations to allow myself to really start this again and sustain my energy and sustain my lifestyle and bring this whole new element along with me. And yeah, I think some of my goals for the year are fairly basic. Last year I had no goals, I was just starting and that was it. I was going to keep going, but this year, you know, I have a much more grounded approach, and obviously I spoke about the short form content, I spoke about the episodes, I spoke about the social media, but I think the goals are going to be achievable and attainable. There's no numbers involved in the goals, but I would most certainly like to at least have one piece of video on YouTube a week. So that would be 52 videos by the end. Now I think the actual target will be more so 100. I'd like to get 2 videos out per week, even if that means 2 short form videos, but ideally it would be 1 episode of The Survivor's Guide to Survival and 1 short form, and we'll move from there. And I think, yeah, if I could get 100 more videos by the end of the year, you would see some gradual growth in terms of the subscribers. And I'm not going to say my goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers this year, because that's really hard to do on YouTube. But if I could hit the 1,000, I would be so happy. And so if you are watching this video still and you haven't subscribed, I would implore you to do so, because it helps me in ways unimaginable to someone who doesn't actually create content. You're putting a lot of effort and a lot of life into creating content. So to see the numbers growing is what you want, you know. It validates the work that you're putting into the channel. So yeah, growing the communities is massive for me. That's one of the big goals. Editing out 2 videos per week on YouTube, and then snippeting shorts for YouTube along the way, hopefully to get maybe 1, 2, 3 shorts a week up that will be parts of the episodes, and that will hit different diverse ranges of people watching, then probably a lot of younger crowd watching the shorts. And then yeah, we'll try and get Instagram content and TikTok content from these videos, and then perhaps organic content that I think about along the way. And yeah, we'll be doing really well then. If I can make all this work and fit in my full-time job and fit in everything else I spoke about in the last episode, I would be so happy. And like I said, this year is all about discipline, and yeah, I suppose working on allocating all of my time to areas that benefit me and not to any nefarious maladaptive behavioral patterns that I may have done before. So yeah, stay tuned. We're going to be rolling out some content going forward. There won't be as much background stuff now. Obviously I did last week, where have I been, and now this is where we're going from here, but we'll really get back into the content from now on. Although if you do enjoy the behind the scenes stuff, do let me know, and I will, you know, I don't really like to share much about my life other than what I've been through, so that can help people. But if you did want to know anything, again, ask some questions, and maybe I'll do like a Q&A or whatever at some point. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully this episode isn't too long. I'd imagine it's probably somewhere between 30 and 40 minutes, which is that's okay. It's okay. I was aiming for 20. Just like the last episode, I always aim and then I go way higher, but I'm just rambling now and wasting more time. So I love you. I think that you're all amazing. You know, we're all part of the same species and the same collective, probably the same cosmic being. So by saying I love you all, I really am just saying I love myself over and over again, you know. But I really do. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being here and giving some of your precious time to my channel. And, you know, I hope it benefits you or somebody you know going forward. And we're only getting started here, so thanks for being one of the initial members of the Symbiotic family. And yeah, let's keep it going. Have a great time, a great existence, even though the world is tumultuous right now. Your light will shine upon the darkness out there, and the more light we can provide for this beautiful place, then the less darkness there will be eating it alive. But anyway, we'll get more into that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, how long have I been here? 5 minutes? That's not bad. That's not bad. I hope I didn't ramble on too much there. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great time.